Blessed morning to our listeners, blessed morning to our viewers. Welcome. It's To The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. It's Friday and it's the 29th day of August 2025. Good morning once again, especially those of you via our social media platforms. How are you doing this morning? Good Friday, TGIF, as some folks would say. Thank God it's Friday. Hey folks, we're going to dive directly into an open line edition this morning, which means listeners and viewers, the option of you to calling, sharing your views, sharing your concerns. Of course, you can piggyback off Good Morning's Grenada open line segment this morning. If you missed anything there that you may wanted to bring to the fore, you can certainly do that this morning here. 435-2041, we could get the ball rolling. I'm up and ready for that. Though, as I mentioned, double the options of calling in, the WhatsApp and also the direct line. Good morning once again. I think we do have a first caller, and we're going to entertain. Let's go over to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Grateful I am, Mr. Telesford. Good morning, greetings.
Greetings to you too, sir.
I want to touch on a couple of matters here. I wouldn't piggyback on this morning's, but I do laud and applaud the administration for making the move. We can't get away from the technological advances and so on, but there are certain deficiencies which we have to correct. And we hinted some this morning. I do trust that they pay attention. But I want to pick on two other things today which I'd like to highlight. Deficiencies again. One has to do with the rights of the population with disabilities. Above all, visual disability. The Constitution, the said imperial order in council of the Queen's Most Excellent Majesty, stipulates crystal clearly in section 32, subsection 2. No, subsection 3. 32.3. That the elections shall be carried out by way of ballot and shall be done in a manner as not to disclose for whom the elector votes. And I stress on that votes, because that tells you crystal clearly that provisions are to be made prior to the vote to guarantee that said person or people have a secret ballot. For years, 50 plus years, with this said constitution, these rights have been violated. Even with the implementation of the Representation of the People Act, Section 67, subsection 4, says that for person with a visual impairment has to go into the booth with another person. Direct contravention to what the Constitution says. It's been raised with 2 or 3. 1, 2, this is the third one. Supervisor of election, and nobody seems to be paying heed to it. The election is coming. And I'm calling Mr. Arthur Pierre. Yes, he admitted to, he agreed to speak to me on 2 occasions prior. But nothing is happening. I'm not hearing. I do hope and trust that they're working on to correct this anomaly. Simple, most rudimentary things can be put into place so that to guarantee a person with disability, a person that can't read it, to vote in a secret manner that nobody else has to see. My daughter doesn't have to know who I vote for. It's my bedroom business. Was yet another person with them I don't know, you can't confide in. And it is written there in the Constitution. You want to agree with the Constitution conveniently. I urge the government to pay heed. Don't let this matter have to reoccur in the next election, which I trust will be soon. Finally, Mr. Telesford, I do hope that next Monday night we'll be hearing the CC buds of the CCR on Beyond the Headlines to clarify with the Grenadian people their thesis on the separation of Schedule 3 of the Constitution Order of Grenada from the principal clauses in Section 111. You read out a document that, remember, Mr. Telesford, what you read out on Monday morning, if you recall. It's not John Rollo that put it there. Was he? Was it? No. It is written that the schedule is an integral, intrinsic, innate, natural part of the principal clauses of a law and thus cannot be separated. And therefore, brothers and sisters, I ask you to open your eyes. Any lawyer tell you that they can, and we talk about the biggest lawyers and most prominent and so on, tell you that you had to watch them. You can't trust them. I would like to have these people of the CCR come out and demonstrate to the people. You know, it is often said, academics take pride in defending their theses by critical debate in confidence of their in total confidence of their facts. You cannot be afraid to you should not be afraid to put things forward to the public, and you cannot defend it. I challenge him, and as a matter of fact, I'd open the challenge to any other intelligent Grenadian in this country to discuss this matter, to read it, what it says in the Constitution, 39(1), where it says that the House of Representatives has all authority to alter any component, any provision of it. But, and this is the key, in the manner specified, not me that wrote that there either. And it is written crystally clearly in 111. What should happen? They deviated. They obviated totally what is written in the Constitution and promoted their fancy stuff and so on a totally different tangent, bluffing the people. And what is worse is that the idiots within the legislature took it up hook, line, and sinker, passed two laws, which, Lord of mercy, I had to ask myself what's happening in this country, Mr. Telesford. What have those laws changed? We say we're not swearing to the king, but who is the king within the parliament? Section 23. Who is the king within the executive? Section 57. What has changed? By the way, has anybody sworn yet, Mr. Telesford? The new oath? Let's clarify this issue because it's a national one and has to be corrected. For what it's worth, Mr. Telesford, I do thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, sir. Have a good one. Have a great day yourself. What's left of it? Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. You're welcome. Good morning. Let's hear from you.
Yes, GT, and good morning to you and morning to your listeners.
Good morning.
And your viewers. In fact, I'm supposed to be on a webinar now, so I just wanted to make this quick point. 2 points. One is that this morning when we were talking about the education, with the e-books and so on. Interested, I just come up. But I think we need to have deeper conversation in terms of the value of education, not just the mechanics of it, because e-books is part of the mechanics. But we have to deal with philosophy and so on. The World Bank, which is the last organization I would like to quote, had a report come out and say that education in the Caribbean is a waste of time. It is very, very failed. And we need to examine whether this is true or not. And we can see the fact that there are continuing failure in maths and inability to speak the King's English, as some would insist, and all of that, to discuss logically and philosophically. Now, my other point, and quickly, is that I think we should re-examine whether we have a CARICOM or not. If we have these two countries from CARICOM, Guyana and Trinidad, who is now being led by Indo-ethnic people, it should tell us something about the commitment to to CARICOM. And the fact that the two of them are part of a coalition to do something which is not really true. I mean, listen to all the experts and other people. This thing about the drugs and so on, this is not true. And they could find other ways if they really want to do that, if they really want to stem it. So we have two people blatantly insulting CARICOM, and we continue to think that we have a CARICOM. Maybe we should just focus on the OECS and about CARICOM, because it doesn't make sense. Thank you very much. I could talk more, but I need to go. I'm late already.
Thank you, and have a great Friday. What's left of it? All the best. 435-2041. The lines are open to you, folks. The direct line and also the WhatsApp. Of course, the opportunity is granted to you this morning. You listeners and viewers of a question, of course, of a particular issue that you may want to post this morning. Your concerns on various issues of there that you may want to, of course, bring to the fore this morning. Feel free to do so on today's edition of To The Point. The lines are open. 435-2041. I know lots of you are probably maybe a bit busy today. I know school will be reopened on Monday, and for sure you will be probably getting yourself the last bits and pieces for your sons and daughters to head on back. Maybe you should have taken care of that a couple of weeks ago, but somehow that last minute thing always seems to be the way we get things done sometimes. 435-2041, and let's hear from you this morning. Let me say good morning to those of you driving. Yes, good morning, drivers of there. Good morning to you. Due care and attention, as I always, of course, encourage you to do so as you drive along on the nation's roads. Those of you who are, of course, at home, probably getting some chores taken care of also. Yeah, you do have the radio, television turned on. Good morning to you. Certainly hope that all is well with you this morning. It's To The Point. We have an open line edition this morning. Feel free to give me that call. And let's get your feedback on various issues that, of course, that of concern to you. 435-2041. If you also want to send a message via the WhatsApp, you can do that also. It will be a pleasure for me to read it out. Of course, once it goes within the proper values, I will certainly do that also. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of today's program. We do have another caller. I guess we lost that caller there. 435-2041. Hey, moving down, folks, we have 16 minutes after the hour, which means we due for a break. Let's take it. As a matter of fact, let's entertain this caller, and then we go for the break after. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
GT, good morning to you,
Good morning to you, sir.
And a pleasant morning to your listening audience. Now, GT, the Constitution. I've listened to Mr. Rolo over the years, and I've been to certain consultation on this issue, the Constitution. We was handed that document 51 years ago. When I listen to the different lawyers and even the Constitution lawyers explain the Constitution, I find it's complicated. Why not have a referendum to write a new constitution, one that is more simple and one that reflects where we are and where we want to go? The other point I want to raise here, GT, I just want to inform the Grenadian public. When you're coming, what I call from outer town, when we say outer town, if you're coming from St. Patrick, St. Mark, St. John, St. George, or St. David, when you come to Grenville now, you don't have to struggle to park no more. The vacant space in the Grenville bus terminus right now becomes a public car park. When you go inside there right now, you can see the same amount of private vehicles parked in the open space more than buses. So I just want to inform the public, it's a new emerging public parking in Grenville. So when you come, you all could come to the Grenville bus terminus. The other issue is this, Mr. Telesford. There is toilet and bathroom facilities in the Grenville bus terminus. It has been used by the majority of people who want to use that, who feel to use that facility. But there is a growing number of people that frequent, including bus drivers, bus operators, conductors, and people who uses the terminus, to urinate on the beach side in the public area. That when you pass through a certain area of the terminus, it's quite obvious, that is like a public urinal. And I'm calling on the powers that be. Please, this is something that needs to be addressed. I know the former gentleman that was in charge of the market, Mr. Carrington, he made a very good effort. I'm not blaming the people in the market right now at all for anything because I understand the situation. But from a public health standpoint, they need to put things in place to prevent people from urinating in public. It costs $1, Mr. Telesford. If you want to say give it to the bus conductors and bus drivers at 50 cents, that's okay. So when you catch them or other people urinating in the public area there, instead of them paying 50 cents, then maybe you take them to court, they pay $50. But you cannot have all this food and snacks and things to eat and drink selling in the bus terminus, and then at the same time you have people urinating over the place, creating a very unwelcoming stench. Have a pleasant weekend, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your concern this morning in terms of topics you presented. Appreciate that a whole lot. Hey, folks, we due for that break. Let's take it. When we come back, more of your calls here on To The Point. Stay with us. Don't touch it down.
Turn up the heat with Co-op Bank.
Are you ready to take charge of your money, build wealth, and protect your family's legacy? Then join us on October 9th, 2025 at Radisson Grenada Beach Resort for your Financial Future 2.0 Legacy, Literacy, and Liberation, a one-day financial summit designed to break cycles, build wealth, and leave a lasting legacy. You'll gain real-life budgeting hacks, a money mindset reboot, steps to create generational wealth, and practical tips on investing, estate planning, insurance, health, and business finance, all from expert speakers who know how to turn knowledge into action. With 2 inspirational keynotes, 3 powerful panel discussions, and 6 breakout sessions, you will leave with your personalized action plan for success. Don't wait. Secure your seat today. Tickets are EC $350 at disruptiveleadershipconference.com/YFF. Your Financial Future 2.0. Your next chapter starts here.
Glen, Community Partnership Initiative.
We are here at T Rose Square. What we've seen here is a very large outpouring of the various bands playing the traditional mass. And this has been made possible through the kind assistance and contribution of Glen. So on behalf of Spice Mass, we just want to say a very hearty thank you to Glen for this significant contribution.
Glen, energizing our community.
On Sunday, November the 9th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center, Legends Promotion presents the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert featuring the best of Grenada, along with 2 special guest artists. This edition promises to be extra special. Get ready, Grenada, to be blown with surprises at the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert, Sunday, November the 9th, 5 p.m. Grenada Trade Center. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, to The Point, Classic Radio GBN TV. We have an open line edition for today, Friday, the 29th day of August. Listeners and viewers, the option of course, is awarded to you. You call in, share your views, share your concerns on issues that may be of concern to you. There's a particular issue that you want to bring to the fore. Please feel free to do so on today's edition of To The Point. 435-2041. 435-2041. Double options of calling in. Don't forget, you can do that. You can use the WhatsApp, which carries the same number, 435-2041. The direct line, 435-2041. And it's available for you for calling in and sharing your views and concerns this morning on today's edition of To The Point. We're moving down to 23 minutes after the hour. Don't forget, when you call in, don't forget to turn down whatever device you have in the background. And, of course, make your contribution. And you can always turn it back up when you're through. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be on today's edition of To The Point. Don't forget, you also have that option if you want to send a message. You could do that also. I could certainly read that out for you also. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Are you sure I want to make about the Mother School? Going inside Mother School, when you comes up from the Catholic Church after the convent, to the step entering the building, there's a garbage, a wall garbage pen. I would like, please, the solid waste, if you can put it.
Caller, you there?
Keep, pulling the garbage and entering into the street. And that's an important street. A lot of people pass there, foreigners. So please, if you can do something for us, please. GT?
Thank you, caller. Somehow, you of course, you were coming through very breaking up for some. You broke up a whole lot, so most of what you said was not heard a whole lot. If you want to repeat it, certainly we'll be happy.
Okay, there's a garbage bin entering Mother Road School going up the step. They have no cover in front of the door of it. So if you can do something to speak to solid waste, if you can put a cover in front so the dogs and the fowl cannot take the garbage and bring it to the street then.
Okay.
Do you understand now?
I get it. I've heard you loud and clear.
Okay, thanks very much, sir, and have a good weekend, okay?
You too. All the best. All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. Lines are opened once again for you listeners and viewers out there. Let's hear from you. There are probably an issue within that community that you live that you probably want to draw some attention to. Feel free to do so. You have a solution also about a particular problem that is festering within your community, and you think, hey, we can do this about that, if everyone within the community comes together and put their minds towards it, it probably could be solved. 435-2041. That's the number for you to get on today's program. We're moving down to 25 minutes after the hour this morning. Here, folks, let's hear from you. 445. Calls a bit slow in coming this morning. I guess folks are taking up a wee bit and taking care of other personal issues, but we certainly will appreciate you calling in and share your views and concerns. That option is provided to you now. 435. We do have another caller. Let's go to the phone line. And I guess we lost that caller there also. Let's go back here. 435-2041. Open line edition Alpha to the Point here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Let me say good morning to those of you who are listening also via social media platforms. Sometimes I don't always get the option of saying hello and hi to you. So good morning to you. I'm seeing someone who's sending me a message and saying good morning to you, sir. And certainly hope you're having a good part. Wherever you're at, which part of the world you're at, let me say good morning to you and best wishes goes out to you, man. All the best, all the best. So once again, 435-2041. The lines are opened. Let's hear from you this morning, folks, in terms of your views and concerns. And as I said, you also have the option of sending a message via the WhatsApp. If you prefer that way of doing it, you probably don't want to call in, but you want to send a message via WhatsApp, feel free to do that also. Let's go back to the phone line. We do have a caller. Caller, welcome. Good morning.
Well, yeah, Mr. Telesford, where things are a bit slow and so on. Would you permit me with your humble indulgences?
Go right ahead, sir. You go right ahead. Feel free.
I just want to follow up on a caller who, a couple of minutes ago, there spoke in relation to the Constitution, and he made a significant point. And I think it's just about time that we start getting this message. We all know today, 52 years or almost 52 years after this imperial order had been imposed upon us by the monarchy, the British monarchy. Now, through the history, things changed occasionally until it reached to that. We were told, in no certain terms, we were granted, and I'm using the verbs, they were granted independence, but it's clearly understood that if you were granted independence, it's conditional. So, you have to look at who signed the Constitution order. Understanding crystal clearly that who signs your constitutional order is where the power lies. We were duped for years, all these years, that we were political, independent, and sovereign nation because we went into the United Nations and the International Monetary Fund and the whatnot, all internet. Yes, that is true. But recall in the debates in December 1973 in the House of Commons that when this question was posed to the leader of government business, Lord, what was the name? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. What was told in uncertain terms? Her Majesty, the question was, how would Grenada survive at an international level if independence is quote unquote granted in this way? What was said was in crystal terms. There's no need to worry about that. Her Majesty's government will take care of that. Hansard reports on Grenada, debate on Grenada's constitution, 1973. It is there to be read. They set it up nicely. Very well. We came through, we were in the IMF, we were in this and that and so on. But we'd never been independent. For 11 years, we've been clamoring here, let us reconstitute the nation. All those constitution gurus know this is what it is and we have to accept it because all of a sudden something scratched them and they want to do something for themselves. So they violate the constitution and they drop a bomb on we. But we can glad it. I just want to end by saying, brothers and sisters of this country, within that said constitution, we understand the design. Why the British government, you follow those debates referred to before? If you followed, you see the people knew what Gary was, the sort of mentality. There is a statement in the Lords 2 days before the so-called Independence Day, the 5th of January, where they identify Gary as, quote-unquote, hell-bent on dictatorship. It is written there. Go and see it. Listen. So we got granted independence. But tight as they made it for us with all these items of the Constitution, not items, pardon, sections of the Constitution or articles, there are articles there that opens the door easily to total independence. Take a look at these two. Within the Parliament of Grenada, the monarch rules. I use monarch because it be queen or king, so not to confuse, right? The monarch rules. 23 says, there shall be a Parliament of Grenada which shall consist of, listen to this, the monarchy, it was written with the Queen, or Her Majesty the Queen, comma, a Senate, comma, pardon, there was no comma there, and the House of Representatives. What does it tell you? That within the Parliament, the King has the power. What do we want in 57? The executive authority of Grenada vested in His Majesty or the monarch. And this authority may be exercised by the Governor General. Where does the power lie in both in the executive and legislature? And that is the reason why we are, quote unquote, defended by the legal luminaries as a constitutional monarchy. A constitutional monarchy has the right, duty, privilege, whatever, everything that there is to swear to the monarch. That is why we are constitutional monarchy. Now, if we want independence, total independence, understanding I refer here to political independence, not by domination by a second sovereign, because we can't have a sovereignty here and sovereignty in another country. I will end Mr. Telesford now. We have to put a referendum to the people. Do you wish to continue to live under an imperial order and council of the Queen's most excellent, or the monarch's most excellent majesty, or do you wish to write your own constitution? That's the first question. Second question, in the same referendum, two different referendum bills, but the other ones haven't responded to that. There was either, if they say that we wish to continue, the people have the key, put it to the people. If the people say we wish to continue to live under an imperial order, so it shall be. In referendum, what the people say goes. But if the people say we wish to write our own constitution, then you ask a second question, and this is in the planning has to be done. Do you wish the government, the existing executive, and the team of lawyers, do you wish them to do it, or do you wish, remember the questions for referendum have to be today, not yes, no questions, but alternative questions, give the people alternative, or do you wish to write it through a constituent assembly, which is an elected team, a specially elected team charged with delivering a new constitution to people with the participation of the people. That is democracy, but that is what they're afraid of, brothers and sisters. So you have to insist, understand it, and insist that this thing be changed once and for all. Correct? So the people in a bond will set the stage for the country into the future, man, woman, and child. This is the direction we have to go, Mr. Telesford. Thanks for the opportunity, and I hope they're listening.
Thank you. We do have another caller via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning, welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Changing constitution in Grenada and getting rid of king or whatever, British monarch, cannot stop American gunboat coming to Grenada to remove a government. Venezuela is much bigger than Iraq. And America invaded Iraq 2 times. They invaded Panama. Grenada is a little dot on the map. All we have is a set of educated people talking about Constitution is our problem. Who train our lawyers? To study law in Grenada, you have to study British law. Do we have universities that to accredit our scholars? The same scholars that come in and tell you about colonialism, and they have a PhD, the doctorate and all them things. Do they get it from an accredited university that was not from the British, the American, or the Canadians? We're talking about Gary was given a constitution because the British feel he was kind of dictatorial. Look at what is going on in Grenada right now. You have a government telling people on October 19 you have to stay home. Gary used to have day of prayers and he said plant flowers. So when Dick Mitchell say on October 19, we cannot play loud music, is that democracy? Under the British rule, do any of those laws used to exist? So I don't think British is the king is the problem. We is the problem. I'll go on.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution also. 435-2041. Folks, it's time for us to take a break, but let's entertain a call. After this caller, we will go to the break. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Good morning, caller. I guess that caller is not ready for us, so let's go to the break. When we come back, we certainly will entertain more of your calls. Stay with us to the Point Classic Radio GBN TV. We will be right back after the short break.
Stumps ready? The biggest party in sports is back. It's Republic Bank CPL 2025. Bowls off August 14th to September 21st. 34 matches, 6 teams, 6 nations. Your Caribbean cricket frenzy. From big sixes to deadly yorkers, catch every boundary, every wicket, every moment. Live on GBN TV and Classic Radio. This is not just cricket. This is CPL 2025. Don't miss a ball.
GBN's broadcast of CPL 2025 is made possible by Republic Bank, Hubbard's, Glen, Echo Blue Limited, Demerara Mutual Life, Answer Coatings, and Flow.
On Sunday, November the 9th from 5 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center, Legends Promotion presents the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert featuring the best of Grenada, along with 2 special guest artists. This edition promises to be extra special. Get ready, Grenada, to be blown with surprises at the 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert, Sunday, November the 9th, 5 p.m. Grenada Trade Center. Stay tuned to GBN for more.
Like a freestyle, the life blood flowing mile by mile. It's legacy, a beat that don't stop like Bob Marley said. One love on top. DCUH water out of sight, but it's always wrong. Don't lose the light. From factories and wells so deep, corals, mangroves and fish they weep. Bring water for the garden, keep it green. Save the cash and the earth gets clean. We use the water with a mindful mind. It's out of sight, but never far behind. In nature, the answers always flow. Like water running pure, the cycle grows. It renews itself, same drop, same beat. It's all good, man, you got the heat. Water flow, water flow. No clean water, no vibes we grow. Protect our
welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers, once again to The Point. We have an open line edition for you today. And thank you all the listeners and viewers who, of course, chimed in thus far. Thank you so much. We have another caller on the line. Let's go over and say good morning. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
All right. So I just have two small issues. One, and I don't like to piggyback on people, but the guy who talked in Grenville concerning the toilet facilities in the Grenville car park. My suggestion is that I believe firmly that a public toilet should never be cost. It should be a cost to use a public toilet. I believe at the end of the day, if there could be signs put up and somebody there for people who want to use the washroom could give a donation. You give a donation, if you have to use it. But at the end of the day, not everybody will have $1 in their pocket if they want to use the washroom at the time. So that could be a consideration. Just say, you don't have to pay, but you could give a donation. Some people will give. I have give more than $1 when I use the public toilet. So I'm just making that point. There is a next issue that is pending. It's to do with our dear men and women who serve Grenada diligently. And this is now going out not only to the two richest entity in Grenada that are doing business, but also to the government of Grenada. We have our customs officers who give diligent service to protect Grenada one way or the other. We have the tankers coming in to Grenada. Some of them goes in by the stadium, and they do come into the Grand Mall for area to dispense the fuel. And for all the years that has been happening, they do not have a toilet facility for our customs officers who diligently produce a service to protect us as Grenadians and the country as a whole. So now I've called on two occasions before over a year now. I called on Rubis and Salt if they can provide toilet facility and some way that when the sun is out or the rain is falling, that the officers could sort of protect themselves from the elements. So now I'm calling on the government of Grenada. Could you please provide a toilet facility at the Queen's Park area, and also, even though it's a portable toilet, and as an area where when the sun is hot or the rain is falling, that the officers could at least be protected in some way or another. Right. The last part I want to say now is that it's to do with people who park on the side of the road. I mean, all of us pay tax and insurance to run on the road. And there's people, yes, we know where they live, they use the road as the parking lot. But there's people who park when they're off duty, they leave the car there all day. There's people who have cars that has been broken down or whatever, and they have no consideration for the general public as a whole. I'm calling on the traffic department. Do like it's in the UK, because I live in Wales in the UK, and if you have to park on the side of the road outside your house, you pay a fine. So for people who parking on the side of the road, as if it's their car park, I believe the traffic department should give some sort of a serious warning to them what is to come. And people who live in areas where it's inconvenience to the general traffic traveling should pay a fine to park there. And I believe at the end of the day, it will ease up, because look, we have school opening now, and some of the areas, a lot of children may reach the school late just because of people park as they want, and the traffic cannot flow properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for your contribution this morning. We do have another caller via WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning. You're live. Let's hear from you.
Good morning, Mr. GT. Can you hear me clearly?
Loud and clear. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you for giving everyone the opportunity to express themselves and their opinion. And I think in a democratic society, that's quite appropriate for folks to express their opinion. And I've noticed there's been a lot of passion about the Constitution. My concern is whether the British monarchy or whichever monarchy is the head of state. Even if we were to abolish the Constitution and all the different things as we know it right now, we still will have to put food on our plates. We still will have to learn to feed ourselves so we are not dependent on others. We still have to take care of the caller that just before me mentioned about ongoing problem, not just sporadically, but just ongoing problem. The status quo for people parking on the side where they should not be parking and continuously obstructing traffic. Those things are low-hanging fruit. So even if we quote-unquote get rid of the monarchy from a political constitutional standpoint, is that going to solve our problem with food security? With parking on the street, blocking place, congestion, and all those things? As a matter of fact, earlier, I'm not too well, maybe a couple decades ago, there was such a thing, I'm not an expert on that, as the Loma Convention or something like that. I may be saying the name wrongly. That gave Grenada special privilege in certain Caribbean islands in terms of banana and stuff like that. And with the European Union and so on again, and please forgive me if I don't have my facts straight. The bottom line was that we lost that special privilege. And I don't know how much that contributed to the collapse of the banana industry or not. Again, I'm not an expert on that. But okay, so we dissociate ourselves from quote unquote colonial masters. And what did we do about it? Did we become self-sufficient? Look at the price of bananas now. We're not even exporting bananas, but yet for all bananas locally cost so much in some regards, more than you pay for it in countries, and I know that don't grow bananas. So we talk about our dependency on imported food stuff. Like a gentleman was talking about pasta and rice and stuff like that. From a nutrition, we have educated people in Grenada. From a nutrition standpoint, you can get those nutrients in a local grown product. So why are we not growing more? Those are low-hanging fruits. We need to concentrate a portion of our passion towards those things, because even if the monarchy is here or it's gone today or tomorrow, we still have to feed ourselves. We still have to have place to walk. We still have healthcare to promote. We still have all those problems are not magically going to disappear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much also for your contribution. 435-2041. The lines are opened to you this morning. We go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. I'm not sure what's happening there. Let's try another caller via the WhatsApp. WhatsApp caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
Okay. I popped on a week. Okay, I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother. When I was growing up, my father died at an early age, and my mother had us as children. She used to work on the estate to take care of us. But today it seems as though everybody, every parent sitting down and depend on the government to assist them with the children. And they want to, if they don't get anything, they want to blame the government. I think fathers need to rise up and take their responsibility to take care of the children and stop blaming the government. That's my contribution this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution also. And I'm reading some contributions via the WhatsApp, and someone is saying the Caribbean must be declared a zone of peace. And that means that the U.S. must clear its military buildup from the region. At the same time, Venezuela should cease its hostility against Guyana. We go back to the phone line. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead, please, sir.
Yes. Now, far as I'm concerned, every one of us in Grenada, maybe with the exception of you and myself, want help. We're looking forward for help. And we don't want to put our back to the wheel to achieve what we want. To me, some Grenadians, or the majority, or for a certain percentage, I don't know how much, want somebody to help them. Whether it be the government or some friend, as I've always been attacked. Give me something now, give me something now. Maybe you have money or you don't have money or you have this or you don't have that. Why is it that Grenadians don't want to be self-sufficient? In other words, for you to achieve, you must put your back to the wheel. Now, eventually, we borrow too much things. When I say borrow, we have accept to do things that other foreign countries are doing. Now, look at us. We're going into an education system where we have to use a certain gadget. And yet, for all, we don't have the people, that's what I'm assuming, to educate the people on the use of the gadget. That's the teachers. How many teachers do we have that have, I'm using the word skill, to impart the knowledge that we intend for the children to have? I think it's few. Even if they have it, they cannot impart it. For the simple reason, maybe they cannot transfer what they learn to reality. And this is the problem with us. In fact, look at me now. I'm glad that I think, because nobody wants to hear when I talk about education. Education is fit to live and fit to live. You must be able to do something so that you could make your living. If you have 10 children, you should be able to do something to help them. Why do you have 10 children when you know you are not capable and you're depending on the government or somebody else to give you something? We have to re-educate the people in Grenada and maybe in the Caribbean. Everyone depends on somebody else. You have, give me something. You have, give me something. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Allow me.
All right. And you mentioned I don't want anything and you don't want anything, but maybe I should come to you, sir, get something. Anyway, good morning. There's a question here. There's someone is saying good morning, and my question is, why don't the government provide a parking lot where people could park at cost for using it? Because yes, everyday vehicles are coming and are being sold have been sold, but no provision for it. Is there any place for such? I'm assuming any place for such in terms of providing a parking accommodations, and it could be run by government. Government could probably put some thought into that. Caller Life, good morning, welcome.
GT, good morning.
Good morning, how are you this morning?
I'm not too bad, how are you?
Doing good. How are you doing besides, doing good?
I kind of get to talk to you because every time I come on the airline, they tell me, it's WhatsApp, you want to talk, and all kind of things happen. I never get the line to talk to a long time. Since my brother Julia are talking to you, I can't get to you. I can't get you on the line, but let's say I'm going to try this morning. The more I try, the more it's machine saying, sorry, you cannot get a phone now, and that's what I get when I call. So you maybe not taking call from landline phone?
Well, we are, because you are now live via the landline. So let's hear from you. How are you doing these days?
Well, not too bad. I have a hard time with the body, the tongue. When you go to town, you can't walk on the pavement. Because especially when I go to get my med in the Grenada pharmacist, and when you can't go along there, the pavement is already bricked up. It's full of water, and there's two big vans always parking there, and I can't walk, squeezing on the side with my stick. You cannot walk in the street. You cannot walk on the pavement. What is wrong with Grenada town? No, the school reopen again. The children have to go to school and they have to walk on the pavement. They can't walk in the street. It's too much for us to bear. Get the pavement going again and fixing, because it wants fixing.
Okay.
You cannot walk on the pavement. Water falling up your foot. You cannot walk there because people selling you how to walk with the heel and the thing and the lady and the pavement. You could stick to go along the holes there because they're not giving you room to pass. What is wrong with the people? They must not treat people like that. Elderly people have the pavement and the children. The children need to walk there. The elders need to walk there. But the pavement I'm talking about mostly is the Grenada pharmacies in front of them. You cannot go to the fences.
All right.
Always parking. So do something, say something.
Well, there's nothing much I can do. I hope those in authority are listening, and of course they will make the adjustments that will be able to accommodate you and others. All right?
Yeah, and if the police in there to help me cross the street, I cannot cross the street because they are the one that are protecting and saving lives.
Okay.
You see, the police officers, they are the best. If we don't have them, we don't have nobody in the world today. So let them do their work when they have to do it in the right way because they save lives, not take life. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Have a blessed weekend.
You too. 435-2041, 435-2041. Someone is saying, GT, good morning. This weekend in New York, Brooklyn will be celebrating our heritage, aka Labor Day on Eastern Parkway, where the Caribbean citizens represent their different countries by displaying their flags in the spirit of carnival, and also generates millions of dollars to the NYC economy. I am urging all that will all the partakers in the Labor Day parade to be safe and be a neighbor's keeper for the long weekend of celebrations. We do have another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, GT.
Good morning to you.
As we prepare for back to school, we hope that our parents and well-wishers are doing all in our powers to make it good for our children. GT, as an observation, with the tournament of netball here, I believe that the media could do a little more to, have us informed as to what is going on. I mean, this is a big game. And I believe we ought to do more to sensitize our young ladies and everybody to go out and support. We have so many teams outside of the Caribbean here. Grenada had a very good game last night with versus Cayman Islands. I'm not sure how it concluded because I fell asleep, but I believe GIS and whoever else responsible could do a little more so that we can have our people involved in the tournament. And I just want to say such a thank you to the ECCB for sponsoring a tournament of this nature and bringing it into Grenada. I mean, we can earn some revenue from that. And in our spare time, it does good if we can go out and socialize and support the ladies. Thank you.
Thank you also. Thank you so much. 435-2041. We have approximately 5 more minutes left on today's edition of To The Point. Your calls are welcome, giving you the opportunity to express your views and concerns. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're live. Good morning.
Good morning, Jay. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm fine.
All right. Let's hear from you.
I saw a clip on GBN News last night about fish price. And the interviewer was saying that fish is expensive. And maybe it's so. Even Jack's and fish is the same price right now. But I think we can have a solution to that problem.
Someone will say Jack's is a fish too, right? That's all right.
Good, yeah.
All right.
I spoke to a minister maybe about a year or two ago about fish farming. It's a vital business. We can use the Africans that came here to maybe bring a few expertise down here to show us how to do fish farming. Now, when you fish farm fish, let's say you have a fish farm behind your house, and you have about 20,000 pounds of fish in that fish farm. And an investor or somebody could invest in that area, buy the fish from you, clean the fish, and put that fish in supermarkets throughout the country and shops throughout the country. Then you can sell it at a reduced price because people can, go and buy it maybe at $7, $5 a pound, whatever, So we can have a something different in a sense instead of buying the chicken every day. And most people buy chicken every day because of the cost compared to the fish. So we need to invest in that area. Fish farming is a vital business. Anybody can do it. Whether you're a mother, you're a son, you're an old man, anybody can do it. Once you have the pond, they always say, because I have the Africans come and show us how to make the pond, whether it's close to the river or in the river. I'm just saying that we need to find a way for people to eat a little bit healthier, that eating chicken every day. And some of them can buy the sea fish or even Jack. So we need an alternative, and I believe the alternative is fish farming. And you can make nice money out of that. Let's imagine you have 20,000 pounds of fish at $5 there in your house. Just stay. All you have to do any morning time, just take some pallets and send it in the fish pond. The fish and they eat it and they grow, and then you sell your fish. A simple 1, 2, 3. Have a nice day, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for your contribution this morning and, of course, your consideration. You never know, someone may think about it and, of course, hope that it can come to fruition some way or the other. We have just about 2 minutes to go before the top of the hour this morning. We'll just accommodate another caller. Caller, you're live. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, GT. How are you today, sir?
Doing great. How are you this morning?
Yeah, fine. GT, how about the Spiceland Mall and the hill up there? The people building the house, coming down over the Spiceland Mall and coming down over Blue Horizon and Siesta. And the hill there, I don't know how they get it down there. If they have a zip line or they do in rock climbing. Well, I don't know how they get it down to those houses. I think the representative should look into that because those little houses there is looking bad. The other time, one of the guys, somebody come from there and they cut a lady on her hand and pull her bag. I met the lady after and I say, what happened to you? She tell me what happened. Somebody come down in the bush and they cut her hand. And she said, but I love Grenada, still coming back to Grenada. You understand? So I think they should stop them because I don't know where they're coming out and they're building in little houses.
But it may not be the individuals who are building the house that are committing such crimes, right?
Well, I don't know. Well, it could be. What you're saying could be true. Yeah, sometimes it could be true. All right. Also, GT, parking. People parking wrong corners. Long time ago, they used to tell you how far you could park wrong corners. Now people parking wrong corners. And sometimes the police put a clamp on them. Now, next time they still going back and park. I don't know. One time they put some no parking in Grand Valley. Nobody parking. I don't know, they finding place to park. Right now they go back parking there again because the police and them don't have a steady something. They're doing something on one minute and then they're doing it again.
So you're saying consistency is a problem.
Right, that's a problem. You know, if you start going on by St. George University, they have some big signs saying no parking, and those people parking there, especially those guys that have the businesses, those Syrian, they're parking right in the no parking sign, and nobody doing nothing about it. It's time for them police they have enough police, hire police, because they could make a lot of money to pay a lot of policemen from those things. You understand? So I think they have to do a steady something. Them police and them, the head of the commissioner have to start taking action, right? And stopping all these corners when you're passing, you have to ping because somebody park around a corner and all those kind of things. You know, that's causing a lot of accidents also. Anyway, enjoy your weekend. Eh?
You too, sir. Have a good one. And appreciate your call. Hey, folks, that's what we're going to take a wrap for today's edition of To The Point. I want to thank everyone that called in, shared their views, shared their concern. I appreciate it a whole lot. And thanks for being with us for the entire week. Join me again next week. Once the Almighty provides the health and the strength, I will be back with you for another edition of To The Point. Until then, folks, have a good day. What's left of it, that's why I say goodbye.